Welcome back to Eureka Farms for episode 3 with me, MrSealyp. It's 6:39 in the morning. Let's get ready for some more Eureka Farms whiz-bangery. I have overnight, all over the course of yesterday evening, done another job. As you can see, that was the replenishment container. That's what that was called. We have now got the manure dealer pack installed and the slurry dealer pack installed, both by Holger Sengstock. So we've got one of those each. So if we need any manure or we need any slurry, we can get that. I have also, as you've just seen, I did a sewing contract actually, which we're going to have a look at maybe today, where I earned a bit of extra money. So I spent that a bit of extra money buying the TLX 2020 on chunky beaded jewels. Now this can be used instead of a lorry. The lorry has got a huge amount of horsepower. This one has, as I've mentioned a few times. The TLX is up to 510 horsepower, I think it is. So today I'm going to have a go at pulling a 3-point trailed lifter. With that, we'll give that a go, because that's a much cheaper alternative than buying a lorry. I think that worked out about 60 grand with the back on, 48 I think for the front, and then a little bit for the back. So that's a much cheaper alternative for a 510 horsepower piece of equipment if you want to go down that route. And again, you don't have to. That's what's bonkers about it. I have bought the Vegstat FH2200, which is a front seed tank, or lime I think it does as well. So I've grabbed that. No, seed or fertilizer, regardless. I use it for fertilizer. And I did grab one of these. Now this is a 3-point lifter. No. Oh, what's it called? Hang on. Let's look up to it. Mine's gone blank. The lizard front lifter is what it's called. I think it's by Pepe978. A thumb will come up on the screen now if it is. If not, I will put a link in. Well, not a link, but I'll put in the description with the rest of the mods that I'm using to say who that's by. Now that can be attached to anything with a trailer hitch of any description. Unfortunately, it doesn't work with the TLX because the TLX has got a back on it already, and it hooks up, but then the back flips up, and it really hates it. It doesn't like it at all. Because I'm using the trailed lifter, the comment was posited, well, why are you using that when you could use one of those hooked directly onto the back? And you absolutely can. You know, but some of the lorries, this hitch is very low. When you hook that up, it puts it almost on the ground, which can be a little bit tricky and a little bit awkward. So the other thing we can do today is hook that up, and you can have that instead of the 3-point trailed lifter, which is another long extension that will shorten everything down and bring it right up to the back of the lorry. So yeah, absolutely you can. We can try a few different options and see how we kind of get on. Now my field, what else did I do last night? Should have gone that way. My field 10 here, as you can see, has been extended. It has been ploughed. Under soil composition, the two ends I extended, so you can see where the regular field goes to. So I've ploughed it out. I've also extended it either end, but that needs a bit of lime. So we need to a bit of lime. I want to put a bit of fertilizer down in some way, shape or form, and then we're going to put grass down on that. So that's the first thing. And I do have a contract on field 4 for fertilizing for 91 grand. So the first thing we're going to do is be turning our attention to our fertilizing options. Let's turn it off a second. And here's where things get a little bit fruity, because on this map we have some cool things added. So if we go across to manure spreaders, so under manure spreaders we have got the Strautmann PS3401 modded. That will take 150,000 litres of manure and spread it out to 48 metres. The standard version will do 32,000 litres to 24 metres. So it's doubled the spread width and massively increased the capacity, and the price is identical. That's one option for getting some manure down. We could go down that route. We have also got under fertilizer technology, the Braydale K165 is, where are we, 12 metre spread and that will do 18,950 litres. The modded version here, the K165 modded, which is part of this map as well, 250,000 litres that will take of lime or solid fertiliser. I think with an extension we can get it to get a little bit wider, but that is a nice option. I'm still the Exacta TLX Geospread. It was part of the Fernland and Vicon equipment pack. That is still one of my go-tos now, because it says 24 metres there, but that can be adjusted out to 45 metres, and with the front tank, the one I've already got, that works incredibly well. I like that a lot. There are all sorts of options. People have hooked them up to various different little tanks and all sorts of things. There's so many mods available, you can play around with them. Then the other option we've got is under crop protection under vehicles, and it's this. So the standard Stara Imperador 3.0 will go out to 27 metres, tank size of 5,100 litres, and because it's got double tanks, so you can do liquid and solid in that. So you can do lime solid fertiliser, but you can also do fertiliser, liquid fertiliser, herbicide, slurry or digestate in that, which is great. The modded one on this map has got a capacity of 300,000 litres, 150,000 litres for each tank, but this is the one I'm a little bit puzzled by. It does say there the spread width is 54 metres. I haven't managed to get it to do that. I don't know if that's a typo. I've tried off camera last night. I released one and had a bit of a fiddle around. I did try with fertiliser, with lime. I did a little bit with slurry. Tried liquid fertiliser, and I could only get it to spread out to the regular width. So I don't know if it's something I'm missing on that. So what I'm going to do first off is a bit of lime. Shall I lease that? Yeah, I know I can earn the money back, no problem at all. So what we're going to do is lease that first. That's something I don't normally do when I'm doing my videos and Let's Plays. I don't normally tab between vehicles, but you know what? It's okay. If I was coming to collect something, I would have driven over. So we've got a liquid tank, we've got a solid tank. I'm going to do a bit of lime with this one first. But the other thing we can do is, so do I do, yeah, well, I'm going to do a bit of both here. Let's see if we can do this one first. I'm going to go to the slurry tank first. Now this will do 150,000 litres of slurry. So if I put slurry in, it's going to take a little while to fill that up. So I'm going to jump back in a minute. You'll see me in a minute when that's full. It's not going to cost too much either. I reckon £5 maybe. 150,000 litres of slurry. And then what we'll do, we'll put the solid tank, we'll put a bit of lime in. Now, another downside potentially is being able to unload these again. If you've loaded this up with 150,000 litres of, say, lime, and you only use 50,000 litres of it, I'm not sure if you can unload it, but if you can unload it, 100,000 litres of lime unloaded as pallets, that's a lot of stuff to shift. Because then if you want to put solid fertiliser in, that could be a bit of an issue. But on a big map with big fields, if you know you're going to absolutely honk through whatever you're putting in it, it's absolutely bang on. So that's pretty cool. So what I'll probably do is do a little bit of lime on either end, and then I'll slurry that field. Actually, you know what, while that's filling up, the next thing we're going to look at will be our seeder, because I want to put grass in the ground. Now on this map there's been a lot of tweaking done too. So if we go across to our planters, or up to our planters, you'll notice as we go across here, all of the planters now on this map, even though they don't say mod, they all say they will do everything. So these will now do potatoes, sugar cane, so you don't need to have a specific potato planter or sugarcane planter. So these will do the whole lot under planters, but the ones that are modded are the interesting ones. So if we go a bit further out, I say they're interesting. At the end of the day, they're still, they don't go any faster. So although it says mod, which is for this map, It actually doesn't matter, you know. I think I'm just going to go with the YP2425A. I can still put grass down. That's an 18.2 metre, which is fine. But if we go down to seeders, you'll find also seeders, as we go across, will also do potatoes and sugarcane and everything. So on this map, they've been adjusted to do everything. And with the seeders, we can go much, much bigger because we can use the Terminator THX, we can use the Seedhawk XL. We've got with the Borgo pack, we've got the Paralink hoe drill, and then we've got the larger ones. We've got 3320 and 3420. So we can go out to 30.5 metres and plant or seed anything. That will do poplars too. It does everything. It's amazing what we can do with this now. Now, if you're going to do the fast farming and use the drawbar hitch, one thing I have found in the past, fiddling around with this on my test map, these larger ones, the Paralinks, that elasticity you get sometimes where it kind of disconnects itself from the little drawbar link is very, very exaggerated with the hoe drill. I think because the hoe drill's heavy, plus you need an air cart, it's a lot to be pulling behind that drawbar. So I'm not going to go with that. You can do, absolutely, have a fiddle around, have a play around. I'm going to go with the YP2425A, 18.2 metres. We'll get that. I'm going to have it as trailer. I don't want it as 3-point link because I need the drawbar to attach to it. So we're going to lease that. How's that getting on? Oh, not far off. I'll go and get that in a minute because we need to do these jobs first and then we'll get on it. Oh, I've just realised something. Hang on. You know what I've just realised? It's not a direct drill. I've ploughed the field. We'll get this stuff done first, then what I might do off camera, I'm going to go and grab a cultivator, I'll cultivate it, and then I can get on the scene. I'm pretty sure that YP2425A doesn't direct drill. Not a problem. Now what you can do, obviously I'm going to go with lime in the back, but I'm not going to fill up, I'm not doing 150,000 litres of lime, there's no way. Come on. So close. Was I right? 4,200, it's not 6,000. 4,207 for 150,000 litres of slurry. That's bonkers. Now, like I say, lime, I'm not putting a load in this. Just enough to do what I need because I don't want to have to unload it. Lime's not going to cost me hardly anything, which is great. I mean, I could fill it. I'm not really over there properly, but. This again will do 150,000 litres. I don't need that amount. I reckon I'm going to be alright. I'm going to go to about 50,000 litres. I'm only going to do one strip across each end, so that shouldn't be a problem. Then what I can do is leave a worker to get on with that, because obviously I can't speed that up. That will do 50,000 litres in there. Let's close that. So if you had this with maybe slurry in the tank and solid fertiliser in the back, you could do 2 passes straight away. So you could slurry it, then go straight over it because you're changing the field state. Or liquid fertiliser, and you know, however you want to go about it. But like I say, I can't, unless there's not a setting that I can find on here that changes. It does say unload, so you can unload, and that's the scary thing. My lime in the back of that, if I had 150,000 litres and I unloaded what was in that, that's 150,000 litres worth of lime pallets. Can you imagine having to sort all that out? That's madness. Yeah, so if I go to L1, now that one there is for widening the track. So if I do that and then right stick, I can widen the track, which is great. But there's nothing that says about changing the spread width or anything like that. So when it says in the Modhub that it's 54 metres, I haven't been able to do that. Don't know why. Let's see how wide this will go out though. That's not 54, is it? Is it? No, that's not 54 metres. No, because the that other spreader I've used before does 45, and it goes much wider than that. I mean, that's pretty good for spreading lime, let's be honest. And the fact is, if you've got massive fields like this and you need to lime them, 150,000 litres of lime is going to go a long way. So what I will do while we're doing this, let's check the map. How are we going? Let's come back the other way. Just do the other bit, then we'll do the bottom end. That'll be the lime part done. So like I say, as far as fertilising goes, there are a whole array of different ways of going about it. I'm thinking for my contract on field 4, I'm going to do that with manure, and that may sound a bit mad, but because that Stroutman PS3401 will go out to 48 metres and will hold 150,000 or 250, it will hold a huge amount. I don't think it's going to be too expensive to buy the manure either, but we'll try that at the manure dealer pack as well. So we'll all give it all a go. Let's get some fertilising done today, and then I'll get this seeded with grass, and then we're another step forward, using a bit more of the cool and zany equipment available. So what I will do at this end, because we should be pretty much covered, I think I missed a tiny little strip at this end. Tell you what as well, considering how wide that's spreading, that is using next to no lime. I cannot believe how little lime that used then. There you go, that's better. Right, let's check the map again. Good, right, so what I'm going to do now is let's open this up. I mean, realistically, even the fact if nothing on here goes out to 54 metres, the capacity alone makes this such a cool piece of kit to use now. With the dual tanks and the fact they hold all sorts of stuff. So what I should be able to do now, turn on the slurry, and away we go. $150,000 litres of slurry, that is absolutely crazy. Now the cool thing about that being that yes, I just bought it and it cost me £4 grand. This will hold digestate as well, so if you're selling loads and loads and loads and loads and loads of stuff on this map specifically at the biogas plant, and your byproduct is digestate, and often you'll have a load on hand, been up 150,000 litres into this, and you know it's going to do a fair chunk of a field. I'm going to do this strip, then I'll run up the side, and I'll do the line the other end, then I'll leave this to plod on doing the slurry. I don't know if it will do the whole field with 150,000 litres, it might stop before. Fingers crossed it will do a big chunk of it. And then like I say, off camera I'll grab a cultivator, because I don't think that planter I just leased will... What am I talking about? I'm an idiot. No, ignore me. I'm doing it again. Oh, while I'm talking about being an idiot. In the last episode, I made a mistake, didn't I, buying this field? I said I would do the contract on the field before I buy it. That was the wrong way round. I should have bought the field, because then all of the, was it soybean, whatever the contract was for, all of that when I sold it would have been mine. Instead, I did the contract, I got over and above, so whatever was over and above I got, I can't remember if I had that, it depends on editing, you might have already seen that. I got what was over and above, and then I got the contract amount, but I could have actually just had all of the crop off of it. So in my head I was thinking, oh yeah, hang on a minute, yeah, do the contract first. No, it's supposed to be the other way around. I was supposed to buy the field first, and then do the contract. That's what I should have done. So, oops, yeah, a bit of a mistake on that one. Never mind. Not the end of the world, so I'll fold that away. Otherwise it will just spray again, and I don't want it to spray. So what we should do now is get rid of... That's packing away. Let's get rid of the lime this end. Super duper. Cool. Okay. Then, like I say, I'll just leave that cracking on. And we will see whether or not they'll do the entirety of this field on one tank of slurry, which would be brilliant if it does. I did make some notes actually. What was it using? Yeah, using this when I was testing it yesterday evening at the CNS Annmarie silo shop store thing. I've put 150,000 litres of fertiliser into one of these. 150,000 litres of fertiliser, and it cost me 12 grand. From that modded CNS Annmarie silo, the bipoint for seed, fertiliser and lime. That is just mind-bogglingly. No, I said it was cheap. It is mind-bogglingly cheap. So that can crack on. I'll get one load of lime done. Sorry, didn't mean to block you. What am I going to do? Well, I can't really cultivate that. I know, that's what I was saying. That's what I started saying. I was being an idiot. I don't need to cultivate this, do I? A direct drill is only if you want to plant straight after harvesting. So straight after harvesting, direct drill will allow you to plant straight after harvesting, no problem at all. If you've ploughed or cultivated, of course you can seed over the top. So I don't need to cultivate this. I can just seed straight away because I ploughed it. Ah, funny how your mind works, isn't it? So next up then is going to be, I'm going to, do I finish off on, like I say, I've shown you a few different options available. I think I'm going to grab the manure spreader at the end, and we'll go up and do contract on field 4 with the manure spreader, because I am incredibly curious to see how well that goes. But what we're going to do now is grab the TLX, and we're going to do some seeding with the TLX 2020. Some speed seeding. So we're going to get some grass in. It's another reason why I extended it. This is what I call map grass. So around the edges and the periphery. This will grow, you can cut it, it will regrow, you can cut it, regrow. Field grass is grass you put onto a field that has a boundary, and you can fertilise and increase the yield. Now sometimes, depending on how the map maker has set it, the map grass can yield very highly anyway. Sometimes it doesn't. I always prefer, if I'm going to be doing grass, to use field grass that I've planted myself, or if you've got a pasture that's already been planted. As long as you fertilise it regularly and you keep everything how it should be, you can get very good yields off of it. So that's why I extended the field a bit further, because I thought that would work a bit better. Right, TLX 2020 with the trail lifter on the back and the little drawbar hitch on the back of that. I see no reason why this won't work. This has got a higher top speed. Oh, another thing that was asked, why was I using a lorry and not a tractor? You can use a tractor. The tractors have a 3-point link. There's absolutely nothing at all that says you can't use a tractor with a 3-point link and just use that drawbar on the back of a tractor. Absolutely you can. The only reason, if you're going to do the fast farming, the speed farming, the lorries and this, and like pickups generally, not just specifically this, go much faster than the tractors do. So you can do fast farming a lot faster. But if you're just using tractors because you want it to be more realistic, although it's not at all, then yeah, absolutely. If you want to eradicate having one of these, if the piece of equipment you're using, you can put one of those palleted 3-point links, or just a 3-point link on the back of a tractor, you can still go the full speed of the tractor because you can raise that drawbar. So if the tractor runs at 30 miles an hour, 40 miles an hour, if you're using a fast track, then yeah, absolutely you can. You don't have to use a lorry or a pickup or something like that. This does have a bit of grunt to it, and it's going to be a bit unusual to be using this. But one thing I will say in the favour of the TLX, this is by pzonako, 82 squared, is the light packages So if you are running this at night, and I think the rear lights on there, I think we can adjust. Can we adjust those? I know on certain rigs you can. But the spread of the light on that for night working is absolutely phenomenal. Now I need to change that to grass. So I'm using my side panel, that's how I'm switching. Bottom right, I'm going to switch that over to grass. As you can see, we're going through potatoes, wheat, barley, oats, canola, oilseed radish, grass, sugarcane, poplar. It's bonkers. Sugar beet, cotton, potatoes, yeah. So we need to get back to grass again. There we go. So we're on grass. Yeah, this one will hold, is it 5,800 litres? I think it's 5,800 litres. And you'll see again, I'm going to buy 5,800 litres of seed from that silo, and it will cost next to nothing. So if you're finding that doing sowing contracts, if you've got sowing contracts on maps, the sowing contracts pay out huge amounts of money, but the reason a lot of people often shy away from them is the cost of the seeds in the first place, because seeding them costs a load of money. So whilst you do get paid a load more, that kind of covers the cost of your seed. From here, from this little silo, all the way back here, will cost hardly anything. So let's put some seed in, shall we? 5,800 litres for 260. The happiest of days. See what I mean? It's bonkers, but it's great. And that is available in the Modhub. You can use that on any of your maps. So if you want really cheap seed, fertilizer or lime, that is the one to go for. This is such a weird look. I honestly, I don't care. I don't care. My cornfield, actually I didn't check my cornfield. That's got to be not far off. How's that going? That's going brilliantly, look at that. Field 7 is going to need plowing when it's done. Let's have a look at fruit types. It's got corn in, growth. Oh, ready to harvest. Let's get on that. I'll get that harvested and out of the way. And then we're going to put sugarcane. That's a lot of sugarcane. Yeah, we're going to put sugarcane in it. Why not? We can give some of the sugarcane gear a bit of a workout. So, grass, turn it on, drop it down. Because I've got the drawbar lifted at the other end, we should be able to go beyond the normal speed for planting. And because this goes up to 86 miles an hour, how fast will it let me pull this? I am curious. 29, 31, 32, 33, oh, 34. Well, that's something a bit different. Now, this will be the same as well. You might need to be a little bit careful on the turns, because that link right down in there, where it joins up there, doesn't see that? That bit of elasticity. You try and turn too quickly and you can lose it. It will kind of become detached, but it's weirdly still attached. So let's get our grass done, shall we? With the TLX. Oh, I can't stop smiling. The other cool thing today that might be happening, it's not going to be necessarily cool for you, but it should be cool for me. I'm changing internet provider. Because my internet, with the provider I'm on, my wireless, not my wireless, yeah, just my internet, we're paying for ultra fast and it is appallingly slow. We're paying quite a substantial amount of money. So, big thanks to Mr. Dull at JD. I was having a chat with him and he was saying about how he changed his because he wanted faster upload and download and whatnot. So I'm not going to beat around the bush, we've gone with Virgin. Because with Virgin Media, in our area, the hookup we're going to get, and it's being delivered, it should just be a plug and play system, hopefully. I don't think they've got to come out and do a new line or anything. We should be okay. We should be running at around 500 down and about 50 up. At the moment, for our super fast, I'm lucky if I'm getting 50 down and about 17 up normally, well, the absolute maximum. So as you can imagine, when I'm uploading videos, it can take such a long time to upload a video, whereas with the new system, oh, I missed a bit there, it should make my uploads a lot quicker. It should make everything just far, far easier for what I'm doing, and that's where I need to be at. I can't believe we're doing this at 34 miles an hour. I mean, I'd say I can't believe it. I can believe it, because we're on the magic map with magic gear. But weirdly, again, although we have got this magic gear and the capacity of what we're doing the slurrying with is amazing, all of what I'm using here, this is regular Modhub stuff. TLX 2020 by pzonako in the Modhub. Trailed lifter, standard to the game. Drawbar in the Modhub, and that is in the Modhub. Although, to be fair, in the regular Modhub, that will only do... Will that do regular? Does that do everything? It doesn't do potatoes, and it doesn't do sugarcane normally, and that kind of thing, or poplars, but it will do, I'm pretty sure, everything else. So yeah, I mean, what I'm doing now, you can do, doesn't have to be on this map. Although if I was using my lorry now, I have got a 3-point link on the front of the lorry which I can't attach this. I tried to put one of those boxed ones on here and it won't work. Even with those 2 plough attachments, I can't hook up on the front of that. So if you've got a lorry that does have a front 3-point link, I can increase my seed capacity as well. So anyway, oh man. Crazy days. These are crazy days we're living, bros, where jolly green giants walk in the earth. What film is that from? Although there is a bit on the end of that. We pick up seeding. This pickup pulls this with absolutely no effort whatsoever. I haven't run out of slurry yet, have I? Otherwise it would have said work has stopped. I don't remember to lift the seeder. I need to get into that habit. Right, so this will be done. And then what I can do is potentially go over it again if I wanted to. I may, further down the line, we are going to get one of the Braidale K165s. We'll have a go with that. Like I say, this is by no means the sum total of everything we can fertilise and seed and stuff with. There are so many different options. As we move through and we do various different jobs, we will use different bits. Just to show that this should work and will work with various bits of equipment and machinery. FS19 field is planted, seeded. Pick up planting. And what's great is I have still got slurry left in the starer, which means because I've just seeded, we've changed the ground state, it should go again. Yeah, 53,370 litres. Oh, okay, maybe not. Oh, there you go, it's doing part of it. So I can go over it again, which will give me my second fertilising state. And that'll be good to go. I'll leave that till it runs out. I might top it up again. What I'm going to do now is when that gets to the end, I'm going to set it up and down again. I think it's longer that way than it is wide, so it makes more sense to do the long strips. I'll grab the pickup, we'll take the... I'm going to keep hold of the planter for the time being, because if I get any contracts come over the course of the day for sowing, they pay out pretty well, the sowing contracts on here. They're all harvesting at the moment. Oh, there's one for sowing there for 49 grand on field 6, which isn't a big field. And I know I can get my seed really cheap, so we can actually do alright on that. So I'll probably keep hold of it. I'll pick that one up later on. I will do contracts off screen. Again, just to build the money up, just so I've got, you know, just so I've got my playing around money. Is that far enough over? Seems to be. Okay, to the pickup. So for the next one, I'm going to grab the Stroutman. We're going to do manure. I'm going to keep the trailed lifter on the back, and we'll see again. I don't know if this will work with a... There's no reason why it wouldn't. I know with seeders and cultivators and things like that, it will do, because they raise and lower, but I don't know. I don't think it will it? Just thinking, will it work with a manure spreader? Having that little drawbar? Don't think so. But we are conducting research, that's the whole point. This is our zany test map, so we want not that one, not that one. Is that right? That one, no. Just take that off the back, okay. Again, manure, I don't think it's going to be expensive to fill it up, but manure tends to go down a lot quicker, especially if it is spreading at 48 metres. So we may have to replace or like redo the manure, but it's going to be way cheaper than doing other stuff. And that's the beauty. Where are we looking at? Next one over, manure spreaders. Let's lease that one. I'm curious to see this spreading at 48 metres. Yeah, I'm not sure if the drawbar is going to have any effect. If the drawbar raised has no effect and I can't go any faster, I might as well just hook it directly onto the back of the pickup, which we might end up doing. So is my drawbar... Right, let's raise the drawbar. Hook that on. Now, the eagle-eyed amongst you will notice that technically the Stroutman should run with the PTO attached, and it should... Let's open it up so we're ready. But I don't know whether or not just having that drawbar, I don't think it's going to make any difference. But like I say, it doesn't hurt. It will still run and do its job. But actually, you know what? Let's put that away for a second. I really don't know how much this is going to cost. Hopefully not too much. Small inputs, big changes. That's how it works. So what we should do now, press L3, and we're filling up with manure. So this will take a bit of time. Now if you're playing on this map, I'll say you want to play semi-realistically. I mean, if you've leased this, which has got a massive capacity and spreads at 48 metres, already you're outside the realms of playing realistically. So the worry about whether a PTO attaches or not is going to be the smallest of worries, isn't it? The smallest of bothers. I don't think it's going to affect anyone too much. Right, is there anything else I can be doing while that's doing that? Don't think so. I am considering, like I say, the Exacta TLX, that for 24,500 that spreads out to 45 metres, still, for me, that's an absolute no-brainer. I've used that repeatedly since it came out, and I love that. 3,900 litre tank, couple that with that front one from here, the FH2200, which is another 2,200 on top. That gives you plenty of fertilising capacity, especially for big field work. This is hardly going to cost anything, is it? Whoa. I'll see in a minute when this is full. There we have it. 3,960 for 150,000 litres of manure. We'll take this. Tank is empty on the other one. How far across the field did they manage to get? Oh, that's not too bad. So what do you reckon? They did all of that with 50,000 litres, so I reckon another 25,000 should do that last bit. I'll probably just stick some more slurry in that and we'll get that done. So this is for a contract on field 4. It'll pay at 91 grand, and we've just paid out nearly 4,000. Could we have got it cheaper? Potentially. I don't know, like I say. With that thing raised, whether it's going to work, I don't think it will. At faster speeds, but it doesn't. We'll just swap a few things around. Now I've got to work this out. 48 metres is going to bring me out somewhere. What do you reckon, around here? Or is that too far? Soon see, won't we? Let's turn it on. Oh, that's so cool. It's coming a little bit. I think I'm over a little bit at the end. I can't zoom out any further backwards. Let's swing around that way. Oh, that is just crazy. Yeah, 15 is the most I can go, so drawbar up or down makes no difference. So what I think we'll do is just stop that there a second. So we'll disconnect that. Let's pull that to one side. Or drop that off. Now 150,000 litres of manure, I don't think will go as far as 150,000 litres of slurry. I could be wrong. The good thing with this as well, I can hire a worker because I don't have to, I'm not going any super speeds with this or anything, but I don't know you need to go super speeds with this because it's doing double the width it normally does. Therefore, taking half the time. So I will see you when this is empty. We'll see how far it's gone across the field. I can't stop smiling. Pick up muck. Not picking it up, you know what I mean. Muck with a pickup, that's better. Not picking up muck, that just sounds wrong. Yeah, we've already used a load of it. So as an option, would I be better off going with manure or slurry? I would say slurry. because that slurry in the other one did that field once over. I know this is a much bigger field, but I just think the slurry goes further. I thought the manure was going to be a lot cheaper than that to buy. It's 8:39, field 4 on the contract. I've done a second load with the Strautmann Streublitz. I got it wrong. I kept saying 54. That 54 was what the slurry or the Stara should have been. This is 48, so apologies if you were getting angry and shouting at the screen because I kept saying 54. 48 metres this spreads out to. So looking at the map, that's 2 loads worth using it. So I got to about here-ish and ran out. So I went and got a second load. That's where it stopped. I've got the Stara running. I brought it over, I filled it up, finished off field 10, and then brought it over, and there was a little bit left to start on here. So that's done 2 full loads as well. So when I said earlier that the Stara was doing far more than the muck spreader, not so, about the same. And I made a huge error looking at field 10 thinking, oh yeah, it will go way further than it needs to. Field 4 is about 5 times the size of field 10. I was using that as my guide, and then when you zoom out, like, yeah, okay. So that the Stara is on its 3rd full load, and that should be enough to finish this off, or at least finish the contract off. Then both will go back. At some point, we are going to have a go with the Braidell K165 modded. So we'll give that a bit of a whiz across some of the fields because I'm curious. And then I'm also going to do the Exacta geo spread with the contraption on the front. Because I'm curious to see how far I can go with that as well. Because we know we can buy our slurry fairly cheap, our manure's fairly cheap, our fertilizer really cheap. I'm just curious to see what's going to work out the cheapest option. I think buying solid fertilizer at the moment could well be the cheaper option. Although that said, slurry does go very, very quickly. So I'm thinking as well, oh mind you, that's going to be really expensive to buy. I thought if I bought liquid fertilizer, 150,000 litres of liquid fertilizer will go a really long way. But that's going to be really expensive to buy. So in all honesty, this is probably a cheaper option. And as I said earlier, if and when we get to a point where we're running a load of cows, if we've got loads and loads and loads and loads of slurry on hand, which I'm hoping we will have, it in essence becomes free, in which case it's absolutely the way to go. The same with the manure as well. So these are pretty good capacity wise. 48 metre spread on the muck spreader. This should get this done and we'll get paid out about 91 grand. So far we're into it for about just under 16 grand, maybe around 16 grand. There's one lot's costing about 4 grand to fill up and the other one's just under 4 grand. So yeah, we're about 2 loads of each in, so about 16 grand, and we're going to make 91. So can't odds that at all, can we? The grass is now growing, fertilised twice. That is going to be the first cut of that. We'll go into a silage clamp for silage. When that regrows, we will then cut that and ted it for hay towards TMR. I'm looking at TMR mixing machines. What I was saying about the largest capacity we've got, I meant like trailed ones. We have got some placeable options available to us now, which we might go for a placeable TMR mixer. Again, I'm not sure at the moment. We'll see how it all pans out. And I'm in the market for a large cow pen, assuming of course it will let me place one. I'm going to do some contracts off screen to build the money back up again. And I'm going to harvest our field 7 of corn, and I'm going to, in the next episode, we'll be seeding that, and we're going to be putting sugarcane in. But obviously again, with a twist, because the planter we've got will do sugarcane. So we don't need to use the regular sugarcane planters, which speeds the process up no end. But we do get through a fair amount of seed, so that will be coming next. As you can see, we're getting closer and closer to the muck spreader. So hopefully what we've got left in this will finish this off. And I will see you on the next one. I hope you've enjoyed it. If you have, give us a like. If you don't subscribe yet, please do. If you want to leave a comment, feel free. And if you want to share this video, then please be my guest. Whatever you should choose to do. Thanks for watching.